Who better to get inside an actor's head than someone in the same unique position?
Your blood feels a little bit like lead in those moments. That's the.
I thought it was great.
Over the next hour, you'll get to listen in on intimate conversations between the most critically acclaimed actors at the top of their game.
They didn't end up paying me either, which was...
Oh.
Yeah. They should have paid me, though.
Right.
With Benedict Cumberbatch and Edward Norton, Patricia Arquette and Jake Gyllenhaal, Hilary Swank and Tilda Swinton, and Oscar Isaac and Gugu Mbatha-Raw. Welcome to Variety Studio, Actors on Actors. I'm Janelle Riley. Over the next hour, 4 compelling conversations you won't see anywhere else. First up, we have 2 of the most gifted actors working today, Benedict Cumberbatch and Edward Norton, discussing their process, training, and approach to performance. Then, Patricia Arquette and Jake Gyllenhaal, who both came of age in Hollywood families, discuss their recent career choices. Next up, relative newcomers Oscar Isaac and Gugu Mbatha-Raw talk about the breakthrough roles that have audiences taking note. And finally, 2 women known for their iconic gender-bending performances, Hilary Swank and Tilda Swinton, discuss how winning the Oscar changed their lives. When all of a sudden you're dealing with an onslaught of attention, how can you be sure to stay true to yourself? Benedict Cumberbatch and Edward Norton are uniquely qualified to answer this question. Both came to sudden notoriety after delivering knockout performances, and have earned accolades for their recent work. Norton, in Birdman,
Don't make me feel self-conscious about my marriage while my wife is sitting
Right there.
right there.
Yeah.
as a self-obsessed method actor, he pokes fun at his own process. And Cumberbatch cracking the big screen code, portraying World War II-era mathematician Alan Turing in The Imitation Game.
Of course, that's what you're working on. But you also haven't got anywhere with it. If you had, you wouldn't be hiring cryptographers out of university. You need me a lot more than I need you.
When did you and how did you sort of first start training or taking it seriously as something that you wanted to?
Well, the funny thing is
into
I didn't take it seriously till I was in my 20s, but I did take classes and things. I did theater when I was a kid. You know, I applied to Yale Drama School, I applied to the Actors Studio. I never got into anything, you know, and I chased sort of a hodgepodge of teachers, and I did luck into or find my way into some people that were really outstanding teachers, not just of acting, but really I think kind of they were theater, you know, they were theater gurus in a way. And the one that I read everything I could find about, you know, craft and all those things. But
So you did it piecemeal. You didn't go to one institution.
No, it was very
or
piecemeal for
focus
me,
on one
and I
school.
never. Every time I found myself poking into anything that felt like it was very dogmatic,
Yeah.
I recoiled from it. I
Yeah.
knew instinctively. I felt
I had this. I had
that
exactly the
was
same
wrong.
reaction. Yeah.
And then I came upon one teacher in New York who really crystallized like why those feelings for me, in the sense that he kind of said, look, everything has style. You know, Noel Coward is a very different sort of a style than a Martin Scorsese film, is a very different sort of a style than John Osborne.
Yeah.
And the notion that you're going to reach into the same part of the tool bag.
Well, it's just, it limits anything,
It's
doesn't
ludicrous.
it? It is ludicrous.
It's ludicrous.
Yeah, I agree.
And he was the first person who just said, look, you know,
Take what you need.
take what you need from, exactly, take what you need from different things. Be someone with a tool bag with lots of tools in it. Be prepared to experiment with what's right for what you're working on. And the instant I sort of had that wisdom, I never looked back from that. I always thought that you just sort of had to let the piece itself inform the way you went at it.
I agree. I mean, I was sort of envious in the way that I am of Navy SEALs, in the fact that, you know, they've put themselves through utter hell to get to where they've got. And I always feel that there's not that sort of scar on me, that I didn't torture myself by, you know, stripping myself to the essence of my, whatever it is, me, and then rebuild it as this sort of acting machine with one method. You know, I when I was younger, I sort of romanticized that a lot, which is not to belittle that, because it's some amazing actors to come out of it, but I needed to
agree with you.
magnify,
I found if someone's gone too far up the navel of a technique, I find sometimes they're not they don't listen.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You
No
get the
response,
sensation
exactly.
that you get the sensation that you're looking at someone who's acting into a mirror.
Yeah, and they're impermeable. There's nothing. There's not
Yeah.
a reciprocal thing going on at all. Yeah.
You know, I love watching people who you can see the way that they're absorbing
Yeah.
things that are taking place as much as they are like expressing anything and
Being locked
and,
into what their work is, and yeah.